a really big decorative plate showing landmarks of the world, and we will then replace all the landmarks of the world with decorative plates with pictures of landmarks on them too. So the Eiffel Tower will be replaced by a large plate with a picture of the Eiffel Tower on it. And Australia will be replaced by a really seriously big plate with Australia on it. Also, we will replace all of your mountains, with embroidered cushions, said the smallest, globbiest thing of all, with triumph in its gluttonous voice. We have learned a lot from our previous meetings, said some globs that were sticking to the wall. If you look over there, you will see that the door to the space-time continuum you used to escape through last time is now securely locked. It was definitely locked. It had a huge padlock on it and a sign saying "Keep Out" on it, in unfriendly red letters. There were also chains around it and a tape that said "Do not cross" and a handwritten notice that said "For your convenience, please use another door." Escape was impossible. Also, we have depowered your time machine. I looked at the professor. His armoured back flaps were drooping, and his tail was, well, not actually between his legs, because stegosauruses aren't made that way, but if they were, it would have been. We have been tracking your movements through time and space, said a large, globby alien in front of a console with a screen on it. Now, see what happens when I press this Grundlefaller, said a particularly drippy alien. It was half sticking to the wall, next to a large, black, shiny button. "It's called a button," I said. "Nonsense. We named it after our brood aunt, Nessie Grundlefaller," said a globby alien. The particularly drippy alien pressed the black button on the metal wall with something that might have been a finger and might just have been a long strand of snot. There was a crackle. There was a fizz. Standing around us in attitudes of anger and irritation were several pirates, some of the black-haired people from the jungle, a very unhappy-looking volcano god, a large bowl filled with piranhas, and some vampires. I'm not sure that I understand what the piranhas are doing," said my sister. "They were from a narrow escape earlier that I forgot to mention," said our father. "Fortunately, the milk floated at a crucial moment, and it all ended for the best." I thought it might have," I said. "Prepare to be keel-hauled, you scurvy dogs," shouted the pirates. "Let us now sacrifice them both to Great Splod," shouted the people with shiny black hair. "They stole my eye twice," rumbled mighty Splod. "Vivance those villains, and we vomit violently round up," proclaimed a tall lady vampire with long fingernails. The piranhas said nothing, but they thrashed about in their bowl ominously. "Doomed," moaned Professor Stegg. "We cannot escape. They have frozen us in time and depowered us. Even my mighty time machine can do no more than open a small window in time and space, smaller than either of us could get through." "But can you do it?" I asked. "Open a little window in time to our last location?" "Well, of course. But what good would that do?" "Quickly," I said, "do it." Professor Stegg pushed the button on the box with the tip of his nose. There was a zoom, and a blip, and a window opened in space and time large enough for an arm to get through. I reached into it. "I'll explain later," I said. "Fate of the world at stake." I grabbed the milk from me 15 minutes earlier through the tiny space-time portal. "You must like milk a lot," said the globby alien. "But that craving for lactic liquid will not make us take pity on you or let you go and spare your badly designed planet." "Well, it should," I said. "What am I holding in my left hand?" The milk," they said. "And what am I holding in my right hand?" They paused. Then one alien, so green and small and so globby and crusted that he might have been an enormous snot bubble blown by an elephant with a terrible head cold, said, "The same milk from 15 minutes ago." "Well, exactly," I said. "Now, think about this one very carefully. What would happen if I've touched these two things together?" The globby alien went a very pale green. The pirates, shiny black-haired people, and the piranhas looked at them, puzzled, seeking some kind of explanation, as did the vampires. If two things that are the same thing touched, proclaimed the volcano god, then the whole universe shall end. Thus saith the great and unutterable Splod. How does a volcano know so much about transtemporal metascience? Asked one of the pale green aliens. Being a geological formation gives you a lot of time to think, said Splod. Also, I subscribe to a number of learned journals. I coughed in what I hoped was an ominous sort of way. Well, I asked. What he said, admitted the green globby alien, the bit about the universe ending. So, I told them, unless you wish to spend the rest of your lives in a universe that no longer exists, you had better return things to the way they were, and then go away. The aliens looked at each other. They grinned at each other. One of them pressed the grendel for her. The vampires, pirates, piranhas, volcano god, and the worshippers of the volcano god were gone. What if, suggested one of the green globby aliens, hopefully, we only redecorated the southern hemisphere? Not a chance, I said. Now, release us or the milk touches itself and then go away. Leave this planet forever. The aliens looked at me. Then they looked at each other. And then they sighed with a noise like 100 elephantine snot balloons all deflating at once. Right, they said. It was at that moment that a voice louder than anything I've ever heard, and I had heard a volcano erupt at very close range, said, "Galactic Police, do not move." My hand shook, but the milk did not touch the milk, and the universe did not end. There were red and blue flashing lights, and then stepping off their space bikes, there were about half a dozen uniformed dinosaurs holding unmistakably large and extremely serious weapons. They pointed their weapons at the green globby aliens. "You are charged with breaking into people's planets and redecorating them," said a noble and imposing-looking Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then, with running away and doing it again somewhere else over and over and over, you have committed crimes against the inhabitants of 18 planets and crimes against good taste. What we did to Regal 4 was art, argued the globby alien. Art? There are people on Regal 4, said an Ankylosaurus, who have to look up every night at a moon with 3 huge plaster ducks flying across it. Something very long, with a head on the end of it, came over us. It was attached to a very large body on the other side of the room. "Who are you?" it asked Professor Stegg, "and why is your gorilla holding a transtemporally dislocated milk container?" "I am not a gorilla," I said. "I am a human father. The human is holding the milk in order to make these evil redecorating snot bubbles go away and stop menacing this planet and us," said Professor Stegg. The Diplodocus in a police cap opened its mouth and didn't say anything. The Tyrannosaurus, who had handcuffed all of the green globby people together with something that looked a lot more like pink string in a can than it looked like handcuffs, which was a good thing, because they probably didn't have hands and they definitely didn't have wrists, looked at us and his eyes opened wide. "Great day in the morning," he exclaimed. "A biped, a stegosaurus, a floaty ball person carrier," and he stopped as if unable to go on. Unable to